Nice.
New for 2026 is the Cloud Freedom saddle. Now this saddle is built off the same award-winning Cloud chassis that we've come to be known for.
Yes, excited here, Alex. You know, our really important on our Cloud saddles is, you know, we're working off the same chassis that we've tailored for 6-7 years now. In fact, going back to before Arsenal was even started, there was a small company here out of Michigan called Tubor Saddles, and we partnered with them. And they just focused on that same chassis, a 1/4 inch here, a 1/4 inch there. You'd be so surprised what a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch sometimes means. And so it's really important up front here to say the Freedom is not like, you know, something that we're coming out with here that's just to create hype or whatever. This is truly just the next evolution, the next of that same chassis that, you know, the original Cloud, the Cloud RLX, then Infinity, they're all built off of one another. And so the Freedom is just taking it to the next level. Now, what is unique about the Freedom? Well, we talk about first of all, the triangle of comfort on our saddles and how we space out and distribute the weight. The triangle of comfort has gotten way bigger with the first ever dual bridge. That's a patent pending feature. We're also going to talk about, we added a little bit of structure and air mesh for your backrest support, so that's enhanced. And then looking at you standing in this, all new is the transport storage mode. And so, you know, the only downfall that I can really, from my personal opinion and experience about our Cloud saddles, is it's an oversized panel, you know, single panel. Really at the heart of it, inside is really built like a 2-panel, but we like that one panel holding everything together so it's not moving on you when you're in the, you know, up on the platform, and you're not having to adjust the top and bottom constantly. So that single panel, in our opinion, holds everything against your body nicer and in place. But yeah, the downfall of that in the past is you have that big panel, and when you're going to step through that or put it over your head, you know, it's a bigger panel, so it's more hassle, and especially harder for guys with maybe not the best knees or whatever. This fixes everything now.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, like you said, the last couple of years we've had the same chassis, so just keep micro adjusting and kind of adding to it to make it a little bit more comfortable every year, simplify the system. But that was kind of one of the biggest complaints we saw is, and even us personally, when we're walking in, it's just a little bulky, it's big. Going to this style to walk in is absolutely changing the game, so you're still able to have comfort, yet you're able to wear the saddle in just like you would any other saddle.
Yeah, if you'd like to just turn around for the audience here, and you can see that this saddle, it's folded completely in half. So even though we have the kind of the largest panel for distributing your weight and comfort when you're in the stand, but now when you fold it in half, it becomes the lowest profile on your body. And not only that, it's sitting where you want it to sit. Just as if you had a good elk pack, taking out weight, you want the weight sitting just above your hips so it's not sliding down. And that's exactly what happens here with this system. It's super simple. You're just, to take this off, you've got a magnet on each side. You just slip it out of the magnets, it falls down. But when you're walking in and out, you're not having any sagging. It's secure above your hips. And it actually even helps for your backpack comfort in a lot of cases, because it keeps, you know, it's an extra layer of padding there, and it bumps that weight from your backpack, keep it from sagging down. So it actually helps lift your backpack up a little bit as well when you're walking in and out.
One of the things I really like is you don't have any ropes hanging all over the place, because you can cinch everything down. Like you said, it's like you're wearing a couple belts here, and then you can just tuck the ropes into kind of like this taco shell here.
Yeah,
keep them away.
I mean, this is huge just from a use case scenario, because if you know, this creates a taco in the back now, and so you're able to store these ropes away. If you don't have that, you know, even if you have an adjustable bridge like we do here, that tail end is catching on things when you're walking through the woods. But just the tightening down, again, you go from one belt to essentially 3 on this by tightening both bridges down.
Right. Yeah, it's like I can go like that and it's not falling down. You know, it's not going to drop down when you're walking. You don't. I'm a big proponent of suspenders walking through the woods. With this, you don't really need them because it's never going to sag. Even if you attach a platform to it or something like that, it's just going to sit here. So yeah, I think that transport mode is a huge feature for going to and from the woods. First thing I notice when I'm sitting in the saddle is it feels a lot like the previous two saddles we've had. You've got the integrated back support, the large panel, but obviously this has all kind of changed a little bit with the feel and adjustability.
Yeah, so a few things that we have going on. So obviously, like you said, the backrest might feel a little bit firmer, a little bit, but not in a bad way, like a structured chair that you can lean into really well. So we've got a little bit of structure here that holds its shape. It's easier to put on and off, but also with the air mesh, you're getting some breathability. Even on the internal on here, there's laser cut holes, so everything's designed in uncoated fabric, so everything's designed to breathe a little bit and help sweat perspirate out as you're walking in and out. And then coming to the front here, we mentioned the triangle of comfort, and you can go back and look at different videos that we've done on the Infinity, but we really focus on, instead of coming into a saddle in the middle here, which if I just had one bridge, you can see if I pinch this, that's creating a pinch on your side, and that's typically what people are feeling or talking about sitting in saddles. You might not notice it after 5-10 minutes, but if you sit in the saddle for more than 2-3 hours and a long sit on a day, I don't care if you're on an airplane seat or your recliner at home, you're naturally gonna wanna move a little bit anyway, but you don't wanna have pain, right? If you start to feel something, your adjustment, our belief is your adjustment should be super easy and intuitive and not take away from your haunt. And that's what we focused on here. And what led us to this double bridge design is simplicity and intuitive adjustment while maintaining the largest triangle here possible. Now, what do we mean when we say, obviously you can see a triangle, but why is that so important? It's so important because, again, coming in the middle, if you have a short triangle, you're gonna get more pinch. The bit larger the triangle, the more that the weight can be distributed evenly up top and evenly below. So the biggest thing that you're gonna get in this saddle versus like the Infinity last year is this bigger triangle is gonna get you a lot closer to that perfect, plush, non-pinch, total comfort feel right off the bat. The Infinity had 6 adjustment points to get you there, but sometimes it took a lot of fine tuning for some guys. On this one, you're gonna be a lot closer right off the bat.
That's the biggest thing I noticed is it's simplified comfort. You know, you're not, on that Infinity, you kind of had to adjust all 6 of them to kind of really get into that zone where you wanted to be. This, it's just 2, you know, one on the bottom, one on the top, and you're already there. And the big thing I noticed personally is I feel like I can shorten everything and feel less pressure. Whereas on the Infinity, I maybe had to sit back a little further. You know, I personally like being vertical. I like being closer to the tree. So I mean, we've got a super short bridge right here and it feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. On the Infinity, what we did is we had a leg riser rope and it came up to the main bridge line. Well, the Infinity, even when you had it adjusted all the way out, your triangle was still smaller than this Freedom, being half the bridge length. So it's a huge change from that standpoint. And I agree with you, this fall when we were testing the saddle, I ended up running your tether a lot lower in the tree, your bridge shorter, and I was able to maintain that lazy boy comfort without having the long bridge and, you know, being way out away from the tree. It's personal preference sometimes. Some people like a longer bridge so they can swing around easier the tree theoretically, but for me, I like the concealment, the feel of concealment, being a little bit closer to the tree.
Yeah, and it keeps you a little more upright and easier. You're not messing with any tether angles or anything when you're trying to shoot too, so you're kind of more in that ready position. Let's jump into the actual adjustment themselves. So we've got the new glide system here, which is an absolute game changer.
Yeah, well, before even getting to the glide, I mean, you've got backrest adjustment, leg thigh adjustment. It's as easy as that, guys. I mean, super simple. If you want to recline, you just pull your hitch breaker back. If you want to increase the pressure, Alex is going to go ahead and pull. Now, this system right here is all new glide for 2026. You'll see it featured on our new 7mm tether and both our Freedom and Flex saddles. And like Alex said, this has a roller cam built in to help tend that knot up. So on average, you're going from 10, 12 to even 15 pounds worth of resistance on a lot of knot adjustments in the past. This gets it down to 2 or 3 pounds in most cases. So it feels like silk going up. Very, very simple.
Well, I think that's one of the best things is I know I found myself on some of those especially colder hunts when you're sitting in one spot, then you have to adjust, and it might have felt like that knot was just kind of bound a little bit. You know, with this, it's just, I mean, that's nothing. It's completely effortless, both on the bottom and the top. So I guess that's the biggest thing for me is just the ease of it. There's less adjustments, but it's that much easier to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you can see you're gliding here up at your tether for your length adjustment, and your back and your bottom adjustment is all now that 2-3 pound adjustment. That's super simple. You don't have to worry about it. You know, if you have to make an adjustment quick or just to stay comfortable, you're not fighting it.
Well, I think a big thing too is the material this is made out of. It's quiet, so it's light and it's quiet. It's not going to clank if you hit your carabiners on it too. So everything on you, you're not going to have like metal digging into your legs or anything like that anywhere. It's all that, you know, kind of softer, quieter material.
Yeah, well, not just for noise, but weight.
Right.
You know, in the past, if you were going to try to upgrade your tether, you'd have to look at, what is it, a rope?
Ropeman or a sender.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and I never really paid too much attention to them because for me, I just don't want to add more complexity, more noise, you know, and weight to my system. So I stayed focused these last few years. I know there's been a lot of people using the Ropemans and those other devices, but one, they're expensive, two, they're noisy. And that's what led us to this whole new glide system. So super excited about the ease of adjustment. And more importantly than even the ease, just from a physical friction standpoint, it's just the intuitive nature of this. When we go to the shows, we love working and walking everybody through their system. But on the Infinity, yeah, explaining that over and over and over again gets a little bit exhausting. And even for the consumer, you know, they have to try to remember that even from season to season. Here now, you're getting the biggest triangle of comfort ever offered with the patent pending dual bridge. There's really literally no like downfall to the dual bridge. On the right carabiner, it slides just as easily left to right if you're going to rotate and shoot. Again, when you're running your tether a little bit lower as well, this top bridge line is not in your way whatsoever.
Yeah, that was one of my things right away was like, okay, how's the dual bridge system going to slide through a carabiner? I mean, and we've obviously done a lot of looking at it and practicing with it. I mean, there's no difference whatsoever. It's just with a single going to the double. So as far as other features on the saddle, I mean, we've still got the built-in zipper pockets like people loved on the Infinity. I absolutely love that. We added this little magnet pouch on the side here, which that's personally where I'm going to run a gear strap just because it's super easy to get to. Kind of the other features, I mean, we've got the leg straps built in, but they're new leg straps for this year with a clip.
Yeah, so instead of our old G hook, you've got a much like a really small micro seat buckle, really. And it's super easy. And I guess the most important thing on this is it's easier to connect. It's more secure. So you're not talking about, you know, just slipping a open-ended G hook through. It's more secure, but the angle of it is super important. So we've run the attachment right up here next to you on the top of your hip. So it's easy for anybody to look down, make sure you're getting that connection. You're not reaching way down low, trying to find your connection point.
Just another cool addition there. I mean, other than that, we've still got the magnet areas here where you can put any of the pouches or anything on it. Molle all over the top, so you can add pouches if you want to use more than the integrated pouches.
Yeah, absolutely. You have the Molle across the back. Some people like running, especially if they're one sticker or something and need extra room for ropes. You've got that section in the middle of the back, that Molle that you could add. But really, a lot of guys, I would say 95% of the guys find that there's enough space. This pocket, what's nice about it is it's streamlined. When you're not using it, it's close to your body here low. So the only thing that's formed is on the top to help get your hand in and out. But then as you start adding stuff, everything's four-way stretch. So this pocket, just the force of whatever, you know, ropes you put in there goes outward versus into your body. And so you can hold quite a bit in those side pouch lockers.
I know that's a big thing is people ask, can you fit your 40, 50 foot of one sticking rope in here? And you absolutely can. I mean, I've put so much stuff in these pockets when I'm hunting, it's ridiculous. But yeah, you can just keep shoving in and it goes out. But the big thing too is it's all one hand operation, so you don't have to reach back with both hands. It's formed so you can just one hand open and close. You're not having to reach back there with both hands and try to get stuff out of there.
Yeah, just like on our backpacks and everything, we try to use, you know, we've got YKK zippers, which is known to be the most durable. This kind of composite zipper is a little bit quieter than a metal when you go slow out there when it's really cold out and quiet out. And yeah, all of the materials on this is, again, just some of the little details. We use really pliable, high-end webbing here, so it's not your industrial, made out of the same material as your industrial safety harness material that they would have for like GM plant facility or linemen, where they don't care if they're walking around with 80-pound saddles that don't fold down. You know, as you saw when we first started this video, all of our saddles come in a nice separate storage carrying bag that comes for free. I mean, if you were to produce this and sell it aftermarket, it'd be $30-40 value, 4-way stretch fabric, easy. We make it a little oversized so you can fit extra things in here and keep everything organized. But everything on this, even though it's a larger panel to distribute the weight and keep you comfortable, it's still one of the lightest saddles out there.
Yeah.
Coming in under 2 pounds, it folds up like a t-shirt or a pair of thin pants. I don't know.
I think that's a big misconception, is they see how big the panel is on the saddle and you think that thing's going to be 4 pounds, and it canvassy. You know, it's really not. It's more that like athletic-y type material, stretch, and super lightweight. So if you want to pack it in like that, you can just fold it up, put it in the bag. I know a lot of times, you know, in the transport mode with this kind of changes that, because it's so much easier to walk through the woods now. But if you're walking 4 miles and you're like, I don't want anything on me, I want to go in as light as possible, it's super easy to just, you know, fold this thing up, clip it in your bag, or throw it in your bag. You don't even know it's there.
This bag comes with a couple carabiners that you can clip right to your pack, and it's super convenient that way as well.
So as far as like the actual use, people ask like, okay, what saddle should I get if I want the most comfortable option? I mean, to me, this is where this really excels, is November, those all-day rut sits, because you can adjust so much. If you're getting pressure points at any point during the hunt, you can just micro adjust that out. You're comfortable the whole time. But at the same time, a lot of people, I think, have come to kind of avoid this because of warm weather. I wore this personally all season this past year, and we had 90 degrees in early October. Or I wore the Infinity, the same chassis, and it's really, I mean, it's pretty breathable and it's super comfortable. So just roll that up in transport mode when you're walking, and you're good to hunt all season long.
It makes a big difference walking in and out of the woods now with this, and I don't see any concerns really on the warm weather.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect solution for if you're wanting the most comfortable saddle you can get from opening day till the end of the season. I mean, you don't have to look any further than this. So, just like the rest of the saddles in our line, we've got a slinger attachment too. So if you want to throw that knee band on just for a little added comfort, you can do that. Built right in here, it's labeled and everything, so super easy to work with. So yeah, if you're looking for the all-day comfort, the ultimate comfort saddle, you want nothing but to try to be as comfortable as you possibly can in the woods, look no farther than the Cloud Freedom saddle, new for the Arsenal line for 2026. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or check them out online at huntarsenal.com.